Hi, good evening. Welcome to Neighborhood House. My name is Jenny Jean, and I'm the executive director at Neighborhood House, and I really wish that you were actually here because we're a community center and being together is kind of what we do. So this is our second annual Night to Rise, and we're doing this one virtually so that we can keep everybody safe and still be here and talking to y'all tonight. This is actually not our first global pandemic, so I guess we've got some experience with this. Neighborhood House will be 125 years old this year. You're gonna learn a lot about Neighborhood House tonight. You'll hear from our families. You'll see some of what we do in our building. We are open right now. We have kids coming for virtual school. We have kids coming for childcare. And of course, our food bank never closes because people always need food. We're doing as much other stuff as we can virtually. We connect with the senior citizens through phone calls and emails and any way we can find to help them feel still part of the family. We're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna have a chance to do an art activity. It's a collage with cool stuff that you can find from around your house. That's like the art we do at Neighborhood House. Side by Side Art Studio is here. They work with our kids all year round. We would love to see what you do with this art activity. Take a picture of your creations and post them on Facebook, tag Neighborhood House, so then we can see and share the cool stuff we've done tonight.
Hi, I'm Kim with Side by Side Studio. Today, I want to show you all a quick way to make some fun art at home with things you have around your house. I know during COVID, it's sometimes hard to get out and find materials, so this is a great way to still make art even when you're not able to get out and find stuff. So I've got all kinds of stuff that I found here around my house. I've got a piece of paper bag from the grocery store. I've got a piece of foil. I've got boxes. I've cut open boxes like that. Your food comes in. It has great colors. I've got magazine pages. I have got an old book to use pages out of that. And then this is a tea bag, and we'll talk about what a tea bag is for later. This is actually not to collage with, but to paint with if you don't have watercolors. So really the only materials you'll really need are scissors, glue stick, and then collage materials, found objects, recycled materials that you found around your house. Let's say you want to do a dog. All right, so you want to cut some paper up to resemble the backyard where he plays. Okay, and then maybe green for some grass. And you can do texture, like you could cut it like this to really resemble grass. Okay. After our background is filled, then you're going to work on your animal. So I'll do a dog since I already did a fish for that one. I will work on a dog. So I want my dog to be a book page. So when you're doing an animal, you want to think of the basic shapes of an animal. So the head, you think of like a square or maybe more circular. And then the body, you think if the dog is sitting up, you could think more rectangle. So it's easy to think about when we're collaging, if we think in shape form, it's easier to kind of break it down and to build your animal that way. All right, so for the body, we talked about that a dog would be a kind of a rectangular shape for the body. So I'm gonna kind of round him off a rounded rectangular because he kind of has shoulders and where his head, it's narrower where his head is. All right, so there's for our body. And you can get really creative with this. You could do a shiny just to be fun and funky. This is the fun part of searching through and trying to figure out how you're gonna make your materials work. So I'm actually gonna do a triangle head. So thinking in shapes, there's his head. I have an extra triangle here. Maybe give him some triangle ears. So I haven't glued anything down yet. So I feel like my body's a little bit too tall. I can just go back and trim it. So it's easier than paint. So make my body a little bit smaller. All right, put him back here in the grass. Here's the other end of this book page. That'll be his tail. All right, so you can find more collage materials to add to make the eyes with. You could use maybe some dried up Play-Doh for the eyes. I don't have any, but you could use bottle caps for eyes. And then let me show you really quick. So this is if you don't have watercolors, okay? So you want to paint and you need to find something around your house because you want to paint, you don't have paint. So you can use tea. This is red tea, but you can use green tea, you can use coffee. All right, so this tea bag is a hibiscus red tea. So when you paint with it, so it makes a really pretty red. All right, and let that dry, and then cut that up as a collage. And then obviously you can use, you have your watercolors here if you want to use those to paint any of your collage materials before you use them. Or maybe you want to add something, maybe I want to give him some more fur, like maybe look more like he has some fur on him. Use my watercolors for that to paint on top of my collage. And I haven't glued mine down, but you can glue yours down as you work. It makes it a little bit easier. So here's our finished pieces, the dog that we worked on together and the fish collage that I made earlier. So remember, the possibilities are endless. Let your imagination go wild. We would love to see what you make, so tag Neighborhood House on Facebook so we can see all the wonderful things you guys are making. Thank you.
Neighborhood House is important to me because my mom raised 6 boys in the projects by herself. So I appreciate programs like this, and it holds dear to my heart because I often think, where would I have been if it wasn't for places like this to help me and steer me and bring the best out of me. We help not just your kids, but we help the individual, anybody who's willing to help themselves, to want to be a part of something good. The love that they show, not just for me, but the whole entire Neighborhood House staff. It's easy to work for a place when you know everybody's got their heart in the right place.
Neighborhood House is important because we're here to serve families, we're here to serve the youth. And I feel like we bring that positive energy to this neighborhood and community.
This is a necessity for the community. We need it. My daughter's name is Avery, and she comes to the Neighborhood House every day. I'm in school full-time, and I'm going to school to be an esthetician. While she's in school, I'm in school. I get off and then I go to work. If I didn't have the Neighborhood House, I wouldn't have nobody to watch her. So this is a necessity.
My oldest son is 11 years old. He attends the youth program. There's someone supervising him, getting in his live classes, helping him if he needs it.
I don't even know none of those questions.
That's okay. They're just trying to see what you know and what you don't know.
And then I also have a 4-year-old. He's in the Head Start program. It's helping him to socialize and being able to interact and communicate. And also he's developing and learning more. It's his first year, so he's excited.
I feel like it's prepping the children for their education, building them up as a person, as a whole.
As a parent, I feel like it's the breath of fresh air, it's a relief to know that when your child comes here, they're safe.
A big part of what we do at Neighborhood House is we feed families. Our emergency food bank is serving about 200 families every single month. That's up 25% from last year, and we don't really expect that to go down any. We've also served over 40,000 meals last year.
When everything in the city was shut down, we came in for 2 hours a day and kept the food pantry open. We'd serve 33 people a day in those 2 hours. And I think people were appreciative of that because that was before the stimulus money was coming out. That was before people knew what was going to happen with unemployment, and anything they could get to help was good. If we're not up and operating, people aren't getting food.
There you go, Mr. Bacon. Have a good day.
People are going to need help stretching their food budget, really probably for the foreseeable future. One really exciting development for 2020 is a grant from our friends at Dare to Care, which has allowed us to make a big expansion to our emergency food bank. That means we can serve more food, and we also will have refrigerators and freezers, which means we can have more produce, more fresh food, stuff that our families really want and need. We're really excited. It will really change the way families in our neighborhoods can access food.
Good evening. My name is Ted Nixon. I've been involved down here for a little over 6 years. It's become a true passion of mine to help our families, to help our children, and to help our seniors to see a better life. It's been particularly difficult these past 11 months. That doesn't mean that we've stopped our services, and it doesn't mean that we've stopped reaching out to our families. Neighborhood House really provides the vitality and the hope that this neighborhood needs. You've heard from several people this evening about the wonderful things that Neighborhood House is doing for them, doing for our families, doing for our community. And I want to thank you for the part that you've played to date and encourage you to continue to support Neighborhood House, whether it be from a one-time donation this evening or to please join our Circle of Changemakers. It's a monthly contribution to make Louisville a better place. Thank you very much.
Who are you making that for?
A baby, my mama.
Oh my gosh, there they are.